Boys and girls, girls and boys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to do a special video specifically on abdominal training. So I mentioned something a few videos ago basically saying that a lot of people make mistakes when wanting to get abs because there's a lot of misleading information on the internet. Also, they just don't know what to do, so they just do sit-ups. And body weight movements aren't going to get you a six-pack. They might tone your stomach and strengthen them a little bit, but for most people, if you want a flat stomach, you want a six-pack, you want muscle on your abdominal wall, you need to train your abs like they're your biceps or your shoulders or your legs, because you need resistance training along with a high protein, slightly caloric surplus diet to build that muscle. So you can't be on a caloric deficit really and build muscle. So you need at least maintenance calories. But the biggest mistake is people just do crunches. And I'm gonna go through, I can make a video for like 30 minutes on just abs, but I'm gonna put like 4 or 5 abdominal movements in here. I think I'm gonna voice over it and tell you the do's and do nots and the mistakes that people make. So I'm just gonna film a few exercises for beginners, and then an intermediate version, and then an advanced version of that abdominal movement. But the main thing you need to do is put in long, hard work. Just like if you want bigger biceps, it's gonna take you a year. If you want bigger abs, it's gonna take you like a year of work. So it's not gonna happen in 6 weeks, it's not gonna happen in 8 weeks. It's gonna take you a long time, because what happens is the thinner your skin is, right? So the thinner your skin is, the more the abs will show through, right? The thicker your abs are, the more they will show through with a higher body fat percentage. So if I'm like 14%, my abs will still show through, but because I have such a thick wall of years of building up my abs, they show through a lot easier. If you have no abdominal wall, they're not gonna show through. And even when you diet down, you get a flat tummy, they're not gonna show through because you simply don't have abdominal wall muscles. I mean, they have very thin muscles, but you need to get them thick, and you have to do resistance training. So one thing before we get into the video I want to say is, don't get stuck in the thought process that you need to lose weight to get a flat stomach, or you need to lose weight because you still don't see your abs. You might have to do a gaining diet. You might have to do a mass phase. You might have to build muscle for 6 months in order to get those abs to show through, because I see a lot of people that send me pictures. What do I need to do on my diet? What am I doing wrong? I'm on a caloric deficit, I'm not doing cheat days, and I still can't see my abs. And I simply tell them, you're too skinny. You don't have any muscle on your body, and the more you diet, the stricter you get on your diet, you'll actually waste away muscle. So you'll end up getting like that skinny fat, right? You simply just don't have the muscle. So if you want abs, you gotta put in the long, hard work, just like any kind of muscle group. So we're gonna go through some workouts. I'm gonna voice over it. If you like the content, thumbs it up, please. Comment down below what you wanna see next for abdominal movements, but I'm only gonna show you a few. So this video is only gonna be about like 4 more minutes long. So thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day. I hope you had a great weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next vlog video. Here we go, boys and girls. Straight leg lift, hanging on a barbell. For those at a commercial gym, you can use a vertical Roman chair. I'm gonna put up a picture. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, but this version is a little bit harder because I'm hanging on a barbell, so it does involve a little bit more upper body strength, but legs are straight. As you can see, I added a rubber band to my barbell, so if you're a CrossFitter in the gym, you can do this, but you wanna band that barbell so it doesn't slide out of the rack. But the focus here is lower abs and really getting full extension at the bottom and a full contraction at the top. So you really want to, all these ab movements, you want to make sure that you're really squeezing your abs, not just going through the motions. And this is obviously going to get your hip flexors and your lower abs more than anything, but this is a really good body weight warm-up exercise. And again, you can do this in that Roman chair at a commercial gym. And then this is going to be a little intermediate. You're going to take the barbell away. It's going to involve a little bit more core stability so that you don't swing excessively. Just a little bit more difficult than with having a backrest. And then this next one is going to be the full version, which would be a CrossFit toes to bar. Trying not to swing or kip, you're trying to get this as strict as possible, and that's going to be the more advanced version. Now, in order to make these weight resistance, you simply just take a dumbbell in between your feet, and you just can do knees to chest. So you're just tucking your knees up to your chest, still isolating the movement for your lower abs, squeezing as hard as you can at the top. And then if you want to do the straight leg raise, you just get a lighter dumbbell, and you can use a little kip or make them strict like here. And it's really gonna flare up those lower abs. So if you want lower abs, you can do those movements. Now, this is a sit-up. So most people, right, if you're laying flat on the ground, I'm showing you that you just do these little itty bitty crunches. You don't get full extension of your rib cage or your abdominal wall. So if you put a pad under you or a towel, your rib cage fully opens up. That way you get full extension and full flexion at the top. So most people, they just do these itty bitty tiny crunches, and they only get top abs, and that's because they're not getting a full range of motion. So like I said, this is an ab mat. You can buy them online on Amazon. Also noting that you don't do them super fast. This is not for time. This is not a speed movement. This is an isolation movement, just like a bicep curl or a chest press. But full extension at the bottom, full contraction at the top. You'll get a lot better results. And then simply to make it resistance training, just add a weight plate. Yeah, that ab mat is like maybe $10, $20 on Amazon, but it also protects your lower back at the same time. Now, not most gyms don't have this, commercial gyms, but this is a GHD, Glute Ham developer. But this is the most advanced version. This is full abdominal wall extension and flexion at the top. So this is going to be the hardest version. It's a little bit stressful on your lower back when you're new to this, but here I'm showing you that you don't do it fast. So it's not a CrossFit workout where you're doing it for speed and you're not using your hips as much. This is a abdominal workout, so I'm going slow and letting my core pull up for me, not my hips. So pretty hard movement, and even harder when you add a weight plate. Like you see here, this is a 25-pound plate. A little bit more stressful on your lower back. It takes a few weeks to build up to this, but overall, probably the best full range of motion abdominal workout you can do. Now, this is a great body weight movement. Again, this is a V-up, straight legs, straight arms, and simply to make this resistance training, you just add a weight plate, 25-pound plate, 45-pound, whatever you can do. But a little coordination is a little tricky at the first time that you do it. It's kind of weird to get the coordination, but once you get it, I think you guys are really gonna love that. Now, if you want to do an easier version, you can do a one-arm alternating V-up. So I'm going right hand to my left foot, and then I'm adding a little twist at the top to get my obliques a little bit. So you go left hand to your right foot, do a little twist. You can add a little bit of resistance with a dumbbell. Awesome little workouts. And then this next one is a Russian twist, and it's just a stack of plates. And you simply take the stack from one side of your body to the other, and then from the other side of your body back. And you want to keep your legs floating the entire time if you can. That'll be the hardest version. You don't have to use these 25-pound plates. You can use 10-pounders. You can use a medicine ball. You don't need to do the stack, but Russian twist will get your obliques going. And then this will be the more advanced versions. This is going to be a toes to bar around the world. So you go all the way up and around, and you do as many as you can. I think I did like 8 per side or 6 per side, but this will get your lower abs, your obliques. It's really hard hanging on the bar. Some commercial gyms have like arm holders, but that's a really pretty tricky movement. And then these are just flutter kicks. So L-sit flutter kicks. My abs are toasted, but you try to keep your legs straight as possible when you do those flutter kicks. And then one-legged knees to chest. Great little movement. You can add a dumbbell or a kettlebell to this too. Put the kettlebell on your toe. And then this one, another set of around the worlds. You can tell that my abs are getting all pumped up because of my face. My face, look, I bite my lips and stuff. But around the worlds are pretty tough. You can do windshield wipers, would be the most advanced version of that, where you pretty much put your torso all the way up in the air. Alternating single leg lifts, and I think that's it. All right, so that was all the movements. I showed you a few, beginner, intermediate, advanced, and just a few key points. Make sure you're getting full extension and full contraction. Like, a lot of people, you know, they add their abs in at the end of the workout and they're done, they're tired, and they kind of just like blow through it, and they're just doing these little tiny crunches, and they do them really fast because they only have 10 minutes. If you want abs, you need to block off like 20-30 minutes and train your abs like you would your chest or your legs. Add the resistance training. I did show you some body weight movements for beginners, but I mean, for advanced people too, it's not that body weight is not good. It's not good if that's the only thing you're doing. If you're just doing body weight, it's not good, but you can still use it for your warm-up. So like the leg raises, I did the leg raises body weight for my warm-up, and then I added resistance training. Same thing for the crunches. I did body weight crunches, then I added the weight plate. So you can still do body weight movements, just don't do that, and that's it. So add resistance training, basically. Full extension, resistance training, a healthy diet, and you should get results in the long haul. So again, if you're dieting for a six-pack, it's gonna take time. Just like if I wanted to personally build muscle on my biceps, right? It's gonna take me like 8 months to grow like a half an inch. So muscle takes a long time to build. And you also are going to need to be in a caloric surplus to build that muscle. So don't get stuck in the trap that I need to diet in order to get a flat tummy. Realistically, you probably need to gain weight. You need to gain muscle mass in order to do that. So it's not going to happen when you're just eating salads and water. So you need to get on a good high protein, healthy diet, right? You don't need to eat like a pig, right? Just a slight surplus. Do heavy resistance training for your abs over a long term, and then you will have the results you're looking for. So I know it's summertime and you want that six-pack now, but realistically, you gotta be, you know, truthful with yourself. Look in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? I can't have the six-pack this year, but next year I'm gonna have that six-pack. So that's the end of the video. If you guys liked it, I can add plenty more abdominal movements. I mean, I only showed you like 4 or 5. I have like 30 of them. So if you want more abdominal stuff, I'll put it into the vlogs. But that's it. Comment down below. Thumbs up the video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next vlog.